Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Otts here. It is draft day, baby. Thursday Think Tank style. And we're talking the draft tonight. I thought that each one of us could maybe mark down who we think they should draft tonight, and we'll see who gets it right. I want to take Jordan Hawkins right away and say Jordan Hawkins is who I want the Raptors to pick. It's interesting on the ESPN mock draft this morning. They've come out with one almost every 24 hours recently. They've got us at 13, picking Kobe Buffkin as of right now. Yesterday, they had it as Jordan Hood Schifino. Well, now they're saying Kobe Buffkin on the latest ESPN mock draft this morning for us. And just ahead of us, Oklahoma City Thunder taking Bilal Coulibaly. And then right after us, New Orleans taking Jordan Hawkins. Well, I really, really like Jordan Hawkins. And if the choice is between Jordan Hawkins and Kobe Buffkin, Bobby Webster, take Jordan Hawkins, please. That man is a bucket. That is a three-point shooter. He's going to be something in this league with his three-point shooting, and that's who I would like them to choose. Now, who would you guys like them to choose is the Thursday Think Tank, and I'm all about hearing y'all favorite choices for the 13th pick for the Raptors, and let's see who can get it predicted. So y'all give me a name of who you want to draft. Doesn't have to agree with me. You can have your own opinions and your own kind of ideas about who you think is the best pick for us, and we'll write them in, and we'll see who got it tomorrow after the draft is over. We'll do it on the Friday Freak Out tomorrow when we know who our draft pick is, and we'll go over who was right just for fun. And just for fun, every single person who gets the right pick tonight will get 5 dunks added to their dunk list. That's right, 5 dunks for free just for making the correct prediction today for the dunk. There is an incentive for this. You want some dunks on your dunk sheet? Well, this is an easy, quick way to get dunks, is to get the prediction right tonight. So everybody who's here, Raptor Freaks, please, at some point, say my official choice for tonight is so-and-so that the Raptors will draft, and we'll keep track of it. And everybody who gets it correct will get 5 dunks added to their dunk sheet. So there you go. Anya's here. I know that's Bradley. Good morning, Lex and the Raptor Freaks. Good morning to you, Anya. Good morning to you, Bradley. Good morning to the Bradley and Anya clan, everybody. All the kids, all the parents, the uncles, the cousins, everybody saying good morning to y'all. And Dana is in also. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to Canadian Dana. Always in first. We love seeing you, Dana, in the morning. Good to see you. Please let me know who you'd like the Raptors to pick tonight. Well, I want to see all these different names. Trevor's here. Good to see Trevor J. Good morning, Raptors fans. Good morning to Trevor J., one of the most positive Raptor fans I know. He's just such a good guy. Let's see what he's saying this morning. What's going on in Miami? So much sauce. Like Young and the Restless. The Young and the Restless. A woman said she went to one of the games mentioned for a threesome. The girl she was gonna to have sex together. What? Looks like a girl until her what she took her clothes off. Whoop, there it is, was a man. What? Well, sounds like the crying game to me. I don't know what's going on here, Trevor, with Miami. I'm not up to date on the craziness. I do know that there was a woman stretchered out during one of the games recently. I do know that Conor McGregor punched Bernie and he had to go to the hospital. I do know that Conor McGregor is alleged to have raped a woman after that game. I don't know if there's any extra Miami crazy stuff going on down there. I don't know. Some people are saying we need to save Kyle Lowry from the mess that is the Miami Heat right now. Raptors fans are really worried about that Grote being down there. He's in a trade offer for Bradley Beal. And then whoa, they really don't value him. People in Raptors Nation are like, quit disrespecting the Grote, the greatest Raptor of all time, Kyle Lowry, and your trade talks. And just other BS going on around the Miami Heat right now. They really have kind of been losing face. And they're so desperate to try and look cool and act like they're so badass, especially with this Bradley Beal rejection, that they kind of look so stupid with their damage control of trying to act like they're still like this or this. Y'all got rejected by Bradley Beal. Just take it. All right, Miami. Take the rejection and quit making up excuses for why he couldn't come there. Y'all tried to make it work. He rejected y'all and he took Phoenix. So yeah, stop trying to make it seem like something else because it isn't. Trevor's also saying the NBA went crazy with trade deals and they all came crashing down. That's right. I went to bed last night thinking, Kristaps Porzingis is going to be on the Celtics next year. Holy crap. And he is still going to be on the Celtics, but the initial deal fell through. The initial deal had to do with Malcolm Brogdon going to the Clippers. And, that's what fell through. The Clippers were not satisfied with Malcolm Brogdon's physicality after the injury he suffered recently, and they rejected the deal that they didn't want Malcolm because they feel like he's damaged goods. Well, Malcolm is back in the Boston uniform, and Celtics really, really wanted to trade for Porzingis last night, so they made a different deal, and this is the deal that actually went through, guys. Just so y'all know, Kristaps Porzingis in 2023 and 2024 first-round picks to Boston. So all of a sudden, they're getting some first pick. They're getting a first-round pick tonight. Boston's going to have a pick tonight. And Washington's getting the backup point guard for the Grizzlies, Tyus Jones. And Memphis is getting Marcus Smart from Boston. So the Marcus Smart in Boston era is officially over. And I'm going to tell you right now, this Boston team is going to be a totally different team. I already thought it was going to be a different team with Porzingis showing up. But now that Smart's gone, there's going to be some war turnover also. Danilo Gallinari is going to be gone. There's some other guys that are going to be gone. Peyton Pritchard will be gone at some point. They're saying Grant Williams will be gone. So we're going to be dealing with a totally different kind of Celtics team next season in our division. And a different one. And I don't know if Porzingis makes the Celtics better, seriously. He's one of these kind of players that kind of has a dual-edged sword to him. Yeah, he's going to make you better in certain ways, but he's going to make you worse in certain ways also. So we're going to have to see how this works. I am so happy about this. Honestly, this is actually bad for the Celtics. I think that they've had a really strong, good team the last couple of years, and I think they just blew it up last night. Woo! Let's go, Raptors! The Celtics are making mistakes, baby. Woo! Let's go! Yeah! Woo! I love it. All right, Nameless is here. Good morning, Chebella Giamatti OG. What a beautiful day today. I think you're talking about OG, though, in there somewhere. OG. Something about OG. Is he out taking a walk on a beautiful day? Good morning to you, Nameless. Always good to see you, my Italian teacher. Evelyn is here. Good to see Granny Evelyn in the house. Good morning, Raptorfreak family. The 2023 NBA Draft, the 77th edition of the National Basketball Association's annual draft, will be held on June the 22nd, 2023 at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. They always have it in New York. It kind of pisses me off that the draft always happens to happen in New York. Why can't y'all switch it around? You have it at Madison Square Garden. You have it at Barclays Center. It's always in fucking New York. Put the draft somewhere else. In fact, I'm kind of mad that Victor Wembanyama was forced to put on the Yankee pinstripes and throw the first pitch for the New York game last night. That's bullshit. What if he's not even a Yankees fan? What if he's like, fuck the Yankees, I like the Red Sox, or I like the Blue Jays? That's the thing. I don't like this, that you make the number one pick go out there and throw that first pick for the Yankees. That makes me mad as a Blue Jays fan. I hate seeing that kind of stuff. Just because the draft's in New York, you make that man go wear a Yankees jersey on the subway? That's messed up. Now, speaking of Victor in the draft tonight, now Bilal's been hanging around Victor on his whole media tour because they really are like best friends. And on the subway, Bilal's standing there with Victor when he's getting all the press and attention. He went to the baseball game with Victor. He's around Victor. And the Spurs, I'm hearing, are scrambling to acquire another first-round pick to try and get the set. They'd like to keep Bilal with Victor to keep their franchise guy happy. So there may be some sort of weird deal today where the Spurs move up and they try and get around where our pick is to try and get Bilal Coulibaly because they want to keep Victor with Bilal. There's very much a lot of talk about that right now. And if that's the case, well, what does San Antonio have right now? Would we trade the 13th pick so that they could try and get Bilal? And who would we get from the Spurs right now? Could we get somebody like Devin Vassell? I don't know. That could be possible. And then we're not even in the draft today. Would that be crazy if we traded our pick to San Antonio so they could get Coulibaly? And we just got one of their new young stars that's already played a couple years down there, like Kelvin Johnson or Devin Vassell, something like that. That's something I thought about last night. It's like that could be possible. Maybe it won't be us. It could be any of the teams picking right around us that deals with San Antonio if they're trying to come and get Bilal to keep him with Victor still. So very interesting. Thank you, Evelyn, for the factual, actual statement. I love reading statements like that. That was so official about the draft. Thank you, Granny Evelyn. We love you. Nako's here. Good to see Nako the Nacho. Gerald has a show on June the 26th at DuPont. Y'all go check out the comedy stylings of stand-up comedian Gerald Mayhew. June the 26th at DuPont. There's a comedy show there with other comedians too. If you like stand-up, you can go see Nako do his thing on stage. Here's hoping Cason Wallace is a Raptor at the end of the night. Stinky Pinky is an upgrade from Horford, but Boston guard depth got worse. There you go. There's Gerald's assessment of the Boston misstep last night. Porzingis is always like, he's a unicorn. Sure, he's a mythical creature, but he's mythical in that he's going to get you wins. You go ask the Knicks. You go ask the Dallas Mavericks. You go ask the Washington Wizards. Well, you go ahead, Boston. You get your turn with that big guy. I think it's partly because Victor's in New York right now. They're like, this guy Victor's pretty tall. We may need to get a really tall guy. Ooh, Chris Kristaps. He'd be good. He'd be good for Boston culture also. Let's get him. Yeah, let's get Porzingis. So they went and got Porzingis. Well, I love it. I love it. I want to see y'all have Porzingis. All right, I'm going to put down Gerald, Nako the Nacho for Cason Wallace. So I've got my spreadsheet. Nako the Nacho is getting Cason Wallace as his pick. If Cason Wallace is the selection by the Toronto Raptors tonight, Nako the Nacho is getting 5 dunks. If you want to see the spreadsheet that I'm building, and we'll put your name on it, and we'll say who your official pick is for tonight, I'll put the link in the draft, and you can see as I add them, you can watch it. All right, there you go. So Nako the Nacho's got Cason Wallace, and he thinks that it's an upgrade over Horford, which I would debate. I will debate that maybe Kristaps is not an upgrade over Al Horford. Al Horford does a lot of very good things on defense, and in some ways, he's a smarter player than Porzingis. So, Space Cadet saying the Fred hate on Twitter is getting out of control. That's right. Let's abandon ship. Just like I said yesterday, Twitter has no redeeming qualities for stuff anymore. If I actually decided this, and I'm going to say this, I only get on Twitter to find the Shams bombs and the Woj bombs at this point. I don't care about people's public opinions. I don't care about people's sentiments about the Raptors or Fred or anybody else anymore on Twitter. That's just a cesspool of idiocy and dumbassery. So I've decided that I'm going to do something a little different. I have a certain friend that we just talked to on this channel named Nako the Nacho. And for some reason, Gerald has been very much on the pulse of things. In fact, I'm not looking for Woj bombs anymore. I'm not looking for Shams breaking stories. I'm looking for the Nako story because it seems like the last couple of times we've had big stories happen in the NBA, well, Gerald's posting in our Facebook chat right away. So in some ways, Gerald, I want you to be my Shams. I want you to be my Woj. When the big stuff happens and it happens officially, well, I want to see the Nako bomb on the Facebook chat. And I may not even be checking stuff anymore. I'll just let Nako break the news to me instead of Shams or Woj, and I'll just stay the fuck away from Twitter at this point. So, Gerald, I'm going to give you a little bit of a responsibility in my life that you may be my new Woj, just so you know, so I don't have to wade through all the bullshit that Space Cadet's talking about right now. So you've been doing a good job. You broke the news about Darko. You broke the news about, different things recently. And I like it, Gerald. I like hearing the news from you instead of going into the cesspool of Twitter that Space Cadet's talking about. It is absolutely horrible, the Fred hate, and it's stupid. Y'all need to shut the fuck up, Fred haters. You're anti-Fred, then you're not my friend. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you're an anti-Fred Raptors fan, you're not a true Raptors fan, and you need to shut the fuck up. Seriously. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. All right, let's keep going. Click is here. Good to see Click. Click wants to trade Pascal for the 3rd pick. See, he's in this camp that really wants Scoot Henderson. There's a lot of Raptors fans that are like all into Scoot Henderson right now, and they just think he's just like the absolute best and greatest. Y'all are crazy. Seriously. I watched him at G League Ignite last year. He's not all that. Seriously. He's an athletic stud. He's got a great body. He's got muscles. He's got big hands. Okay. He's got all that stuff. But is he a winning type player? No, he is not. That kind of player does not win championships. And I'm all about building teams to championships. Jakob Poeltl is the kind of player that wins championships. And he's that kind of player. I don't think Scoot Henderson is. So I don't even want him to show up here in Toronto. And I'm definitely for damn sure ain't trading Pascal Siakam to move up and try and get him. Nah, Click, I'm sorry. We're on different pages on this one, unfortunately. But please let me know who you'd like them to pick with the 13th pick today. And I'll mark it down. You could get some extra dunks today. That's right. Nameless is saying, is that you or Pensair talking, Click? Listen, Click is a well-respected member of the Raptor Freak family, and I wouldn't sully that on him. This is an actual opinion from Click, and I've heard Click say this in other places already. So I'm not surprised by this. Look, Click is not just like, hey, everything the Raptor Freak says I go along with. Click has his own mind, and I respect that. But also, Click is a real one and a real fan. I know that for sure, too. And he's really thinking about it from a real fan perspective and thinking that way. He honestly thinks that getting the third pick and Scoot Henderson will really help our team. And it comes from the right place. I disagree with him wholeheartedly, but it's not a Pensair thing. Trust me. Click's not a Pensairite. Trust me. Let's see. Ahmed's here. Good to see Ahmed the GOAT. Good morning, Raptor Freak. 7 more days until my flight to Toronto. Let's go, Ahmed the GOAT. Let's go. Literally on the plane. I can't think of one because we don't know if someone drops or rises. I think the Raptors will draft Kobe Buffkin. All right, I'm going to put you down for Kobe Buffkin. This is going to be the official pick for Ahmed the GOAT is going to be Kobe Buffkin. All right, so you get five dunks if you are correct, Ahmed the GOAT. This is for dunks, y'all, not for something really big or anything, but 5 prestigious dunks. It could put you in the dunk standings up higher with people like Isaac Campbell, Seymour Pape, and Kareem Thomas, the great dunkers of our league. Yeah, so Ahmed's down for Kobe Buffkin. That is who ESPN is selecting for us in their mock draft this morning. They're saying the Raptors have a plethora of options at their disposal that could see them end up anywhere on draft night. This is the same thing they wrote before with Jordan Hood Shafino on here. Higher up on draft night, higher up in the draft with another pick in the mid to late first round, or possibly out altogether. Picking a shooter such as Dick or Jordan Hawkins, or pairing franchise stalwart Scotty Barnes with a versatile combo guard such as Buffkin, Nick Smith Jr., or Hood Shafino are believed to be some of their most likely options. According to rival teams, however, the amount of activity coming out of Toronto front office makes it difficult to project what they will do. Buffkin's fit with Barnes, because of his experience playing off the ball, defensive tenacity, and much improved shooting, has caused many to speculate that the Raptors are the ones who promised Buffkin this pick. And he indeed finds himself as the pick in this scenario. Now, I've heard that we promised Keontae George we'd pick him at 13 if he's still there. So these rumors about picking them, if they're still there at 13, there's a couple of different guys I've heard that have gotten that from us. So G saying Smart got Porzingis and this 2 first-round picks, but Pascal is worth a pick. That is crazy. Exactly. That's a great retort there about like Pascal's only worth 1 pick, but Smart got this. Yeah. Good reality check, G. I like it. Mike is here. Salute the real ones and Project Truth always. Logical Raptors fanatic. Crazy Boston trade. Tingus is a Celtic. I really think that they see Victor coming in and they're like, we better get a good tall center if we're going to be able to match up with the Spurs this year. Yeah, that kid's pretty tall. I've heard he's 7'5". No, he's actually 7'3". He told a little girl that yesterday. Oh, okay. But yeah, this is a weird one, Mike. Don't you think this is kind of weird? I don't know if this makes the Celtics better. Celtics fans may feel excited about it, but I don't know if I would totally be excited about it if I was a Celtics fan. Because in some ways, Kristaps, we know about him a little bit. Yeah, Tom Duke saying Bryce Sensabaugh from Ohio State is Gubbs. Click. Gubbs pick. All right, Gubbs has a new drop that he dropped last night in the middle of the night on the draft pick. And you're saying that Greg has picked Bryce Sensabaugh as his pick? All right, I'm going to write him in for that. I'll put Gubbstown Clink on there. And we'll put him in for Bryce. All right, Gubbstown Clink. And he's going to get Bryce Sensabaugh. Now, who do you want, Tom Duke? That's what I want to know. I did not like Bryce Sensabaugh when I looked at him, by the way. That's Greg. Greg has a different eye than me. You know, Bryce does have a very high shooting percentage. He did shoot 40.5% from 3, and he is a fairly big guy. They've been comparing him to TJ Warren. He's a two guard scorer, and my whole thing is he's injury prone already out of college. He's already had some injuries, and he's not an athlete. His body is not an athletic body. So those are kind of my knocks on him. But Greg may see something in him he likes, and that's why he's picking him. That's very interesting. Let's see. In his left field mock draft, the video he did yesterday, personally picking someone that has fallen to us might be. So I'm taking Taylor Hendricks. Taylor Hendricks. Oh, he's like a one that I haven't really looked at because he is kind of higher than everybody. So Tom wants to take Taylor Hendricks. Tom Duke is picking his official pick as Taylor Hendricks, as that's who he thinks we will pick, and maybe he'll fall to us. All right, Tom, I've got you put down for Tyler Hendricks. It's Tyler, isn't it, or is it Taylor? It's Taylor or Tyler? Let me look. It's a little bit higher up on the draft. Taylor. It's Taylor Hendricks. All right, let me make sure I write it in right. Na, 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 na. Tom Duke is picking Taylor Hendricks. Na, 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 na. All right, get his name right, Lex. All right, there we go. So thank you, Tom, for your pick. Let's see who gets it. Let's go Raptors. That's right. Fiercey Salsera is here with us in the chat this morning. Good to see Fiercey, Scotty Barnes, Twitch Family 2022. Let's see. Good morning, fam. Today is the day. Porzingis heading to Boston, so I dream of having Kuzma with us. Open gym with Coach Darko out yesterday. It was amazing. Yes, and yes, and yes. Thank you, Fiercey, for bringing that up. A little short open gym episode released yesterday, all of a sudden, about the Coach Darko hiring. More really cool footage of around that time, him going to the press conference, talking about it, him coming into the Raptors locker room for the very first time. And you can tell it means a lot to him. He came in, he was like, this, yeah. He's kind of like, yeah, all right, I'm really here. Pinch me. Like I said, he needs to be pinched. His life right now is so dreamlike, and he doesn't want to wake up, is what he's saying. He don't want to wake up for a long time. He's got to stack a couple Larry O'Briens at least before he wakes up from this dream, is what we're saying. Now, the stuff about Kuzma is interesting. We know he declined his option this week, but he's looking for $30 million a year. He straight up has said, I want to get paid $30 million a year from the next team that signs me. I don't know if it's going to work with what we got going on up here, but I am totally for a Kyle Kuzma in a Toronto Raptors jersey at some point. If Bobby and Masai can make it work and figure it out, I love the addition. Seriously, I really do. Because especially the Utah connections with our team. And yeah, it'd be great, but I don't know if it's likely. Seriously, he may be a little bit priced out considering we're trying to keep all our guys we got right now existing. Now, let's think about this. If something goes wrong with Fred and Fred doesn't come back, well, maybe Kuzma is an option, although we need to figure out the point guard. That's for sure. But very interesting stuff. And yes, highly recommend the Open Gym episode that dropped yesterday. It's the season one. It's the first episode of the new season of Open Gym for next year. The new Welcome Coach Darko episode. You see it. You see him talking to the Raptors in the gym. And there's a moment where he's actually talking to Precious, and you see it backstage, and you can tell how he's going to connect with these guys. That one part in particular, pay attention to it and the rapport and the way that they're interacting. You will see how Darko becomes like ingratiates himself as somebody that they're going to really like. You'll see it in action in that part in the Open Gym near the end of it. So definitely check it out and watch it. Yeah, I would love Kuzma to come here. Fiercely, I'm with you. New Thousands here. Greetings, everyone. Good morning to you, New Thousand. Welcome to see you again. And listen, tell me who you think we should pick today, and I'll write it down on our big spreadsheet of predictions for the draft tonight. And whoever gets it right, every single person that gets it right will get 5 dunks. So please just write one in there, New Thousand, and I'll put you on the spreadsheet and you'll be entered in the contest. Let's see. I'm at the GOAT saying if we trade for pick 3, my guess is Scoot Henderson. Or if we trade for pick 4, my prediction is Cam Whitmore. Very interesting. I do not want to move up in this draft. I do not think we will. I think that Portland has tried to move their 3rd pick, and they're finding a lot of frustration. They're finding that if they want to talk to us, they're not going to get OG for it. They're not going to get Pascal for it, and rightfully so. And I think that at this point, it's a really weird situation with Portland, Dame Lillard in the 3rd pick. That Dame Lillard, in some ways, is saying, you pick somebody with the 3rd pick, and they're a new young player. I don't want to be here. You better trade me right after that. So in some ways, they're desperate to move the 3rd pick. but nobody wants to deal with them to get the third pick. So I'm telling you, Raptors fans, you may be the only people in the world that are valuing Scoot Henderson so highly, because obviously teams that are drafting right around him have tried to shop their picks, Charlotte and Portland, and they're so desperate to get rid of him, and nobody wants to take those picks either. So seriously, doesn't take a lot of logic to figure this out, logic and reasoning to figure out that maybe people aren't as high on Scoot Henderson as you guys are, you fools. Because listen, seriously, why would Portland really wants Scoot Henderson? Why the hell are they shopping their third pick so badly? If Charlotte really didn't kind of want to pick either Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson, why were they shopping their picks so harshly? And why was nobody biting? Seriously, y'all, you got to use some reasoning and logic to figure this shit out. And Scoot Henderson's not somebody we need to go get. Seriously. Anya's saying new thousand in the house. You know who I want already. But if not, Wallace or Hawkins. All right, I'm going to put down Bradley right now. And I know that's Bradley under Anya's thing. I'm going to put Canadian Cowboy on the spreadsheet next. And it's going to say, I know who it is. I know who it is. It's Bilal Coulibaly. That's who I'm putting in for old Canadian Cowboy Bradley. He's getting Bilal Coulibaly. That's right. There you go. Boom. Bradley is down for Bilal. There you go. Click a saying everyone is against the trade, but you guys want to keep trying to do the same thing again and again and see that it doesn't work. We're going to miss out on so many opportunities. This is not the way life works, Click. We're not missing out on opportunities. We're doing our own thing. In fact, this is the kind of thing where, like, you know, you may see people doing other things and be like, oh, no, I'm missing out. Or you have FOMO, feelings of missing out. No, that's not how it works in the NBA. You stick to your guns and you stick to your own plan. It's when you start thinking you need to change things and deviate from what your plan is where you screw up, because you go and do something half-assed another way, and it's not staying directly on that path that you really, really have already determined and which way you're going. And that's why I am totally fine with them running it back, making like slight changes, especially since they just changed the coach. We're going to have to see what Darko does different with this roster, and I'm all for it. I don't think we miss opportunities. Woulda, coulda, shoulda is everything and every day in our life. And sure, maybe there is a home run move in there somewhere that they don't exactly take, but they're being calculated, they're being smart, and they're being very good. In fact, I think the move that Celtics made last night is a foolish move. And if you think that making a big move like going to get Porzingis or something like that is good for the team, well, we'll see how it goes with Boston this year, because I think they just fucked up. I think that they're not going to be as good as they were the last 2 years now that they've done this. I think that Marcus Smart, in some ways, is the green beating heart of that Celtics team. And, well, now it's gone. And that kind of feeling will happen to us if we lose Fred also. That Smart and Van Vliet are very much the same kind of character and player for both teams. And, well, the Celtics are going to really miss Marcus Smart and his intangibles and a lot of the things he does as a leader and who he is. It's like he's kind of like a Lowry. He's kind of like that kind of player. And, well, they're going to really miss him. Trust me. They're going to really, really miss him. And Grant Williams, if he's gone too this summer, they're going to miss him also. So, yeah, listen, I trust in the front office that they're going to make the right moves. And if they're not making a move, well, it's not the right moves. And that's why I'm saying, everything that seems like it's possible right now, it may not be smart and it may not be the right move. So we just got to keep going the way that they're going and just trust them. Seriously, there's too much questioning of our front office. There's too much questioning of our different people around our organization, whether they have integrity. And that needs to stop, because in some ways we need to believe in them. We need to trust in them. And then things will be more smooth and more confident. In some ways, the fans not having any trust in Masai and Bobby right now is really bad. And I'm sick of it. Y'all are not GMs. Y'all do not know how to run an NBA team. Just let those guys do their job and trust in them. They're going to get us to good places. And down the road, when they do it, when I know that they're going to do it, we'll all be able to say, I told you so to y'all, when we stuck to their course of their plan and we stuck to it just like Denver did this year and win another championship. So we're going to get to a point where the Raptorsfreak and the people like us that said we trust this front office for staying the course, keeping the core together and doing things, and we're going to be like, yeah, I told you so. We're going to be like that in the next 2 years. We're going to be like, oh, we listen to all these other people destroy it, get rid of Pascal, get rid of Fred, get rid of it. If we listen to those people, we wouldn't be where we are right now. And we're going to be able to say that to people that thought we should have done something different in the 2 years to come. Watch. Seriously. I'm going to fully predict this, that we're going to do so well. Everybody's going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad they didn't listen to me because I'm a dumbass and I don't know what I'm talking about. And I don't actually work in the NBA. So I really do believe this effect is going to happen in the next 2 years, where all the people that wanted so much sweeping change to the Raptors are going to be proven so fucking wrong. And they're going to be like, Lee, I'm glad they didn't listen to me. Seriously. All right, let's see. Once again, y'all, give me y'all's picks. That's what I want this morning. Excuse me. MSJ saying Jordan Hood seems to be the guy on the mock drafts, and love to see the Celtics trade fall apart, just like Tatum and Brown's dynamic duo. Well, see, that's the other thing. Jaylen could still go somewhere this summer. You know, this could be very interesting what happens with Jaylen Brown. Now, they're made all the signals that they will sign him to this supermax deal that he is owed or can be paid, that they really do value keeping Brown and Tatum together. But nothing is sure in Celtics land right now, and especially now that Marcus is gone. That is crazy to me. All right, so MSJ, do you want to pick Jordan Hood Schifino as your official pick? I'll put you on the spreadsheet if you want that. Just make sure it's very clear. Randolph Phillips is here. Blessing, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. I want Scoot or Kaysen. All right, I'm going to do this, Randolph Phillips, just because I know Scoot's not probably likely. I'm going to put you down for Kaysen. So Randolph Phillips is getting Kaysen Wallace written next to his name, just like Nako the Nacho. So there you go. Boom. I'm not going to put Scoot on there because that's not very likely. I'm going to tell you that right now. Mike is saying missed opportunities. How? By trading all our All-NBA players for a Suggs? Yeah, that's a one-way ticket to losing basketball. Bam. Logical Raptors fanatic. Hitting that logical with the left. And then I come in with that Raptor freak reasoning. Bam, it's a right. That's right. That's how it works. Seriously, you can trade really established, good all-NBA, all-star players for guys who are just like G League Ignite prospects who've played a couple of that. What are you doing? Seriously, the levels of confidence I have in Siakam versus Scoot Henderson, very, very different. Very, 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 very different. Siakam, very proven commodity, very proven NBA force. Scoot Henderson, nothing guaranteed, nothing at all. You go ahead and tell me what's smart about that. Seriously, he's not going to be a transformational player. I think he's dense, by the way, because he still keeps saying, I should go first. You're crazy. You're not 7'5". You're not Victor Wembanyama, and you're not going to go first, Scoot. In fact, you may not go second at this point either. So, yeah, I'm not about this. G saying teams like the Lakers and Miami are not used to rejection. I know. I love it when I see it. I want Hawkins or Buffkin, but maybe Keontae George. But then again, they will probably draft someone we're not talking about. That's what I'm saying. I want to see if we can figure it out. Can somebody in the Raptors Freak channel figure out exactly who we're going to draft tonight? So that's why I want y'all's predictions. Now, G, you put down like 3 different guys. Just give me one name. I want one definitive name from each of y'all so we can have the spreadsheet filled out and we can have it where we can give out the dunks if somebody's right. Yeah. Space Cadet saying logical. People just want the Raptors to make trades for the sake of making trades. I think that's true. I think that's very true. You know, listen, once again, the perception of how good our team is really wrong publicly. It's tainted by the NBA and their coverage. And they tell us that we're not that good. We're a middle kind of team, but that's actually bullshit. And I wish Raptors fans, real ones, fans that really truly love the team would open their eyes and see this, that our team is really fucking good. And y'all need to shut the fuck up about trying to blow it up. In fact, the more we keep it together and the more time they have together to get better together, the better and better we're going to be. And that's the thing. We're going to get better because all of our players are young and they're getting better as we go. So I wish people would understand that and just have patience. I think you're right, Space Cadet. People just want a trade for the sake of a trade happening. And it's ridiculous. Y'all are bored. Go fucking do something else. Get a hobby. Let the Raptors run the way they do. We do less is more. That's really what our franchise is all about. If you really like stupid trades that make your team worse, go be a Knicks fan. Go be a fan of the Washington Wizards. Because that's the kind of shit you'll get. You'll get a lot of trades all the time, and you'll be happy for you trade heads. So just think about switching teams. The Raptors don't like to trade too often. They only do it when it makes sense. Y'all that want trades all the time, go follow another team. You'll get way more enjoyment from watching all the different crazy trades, and a team that just doesn't get anywhere anytime and they just sit where they are. That's how you become middling, is you continually make trades and your core never gets settled so that the guys know each other well enough to play. Part of the reason why teams like the New York Knicks, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Washington Wizards have not been good is because they shuffle up and deal their rosters too often, way too often, too soon. And that's why they're not getting anywhere. That's the difference. You don't get anywhere because you change your team too often. So I wish people realize that. You think we're not going to get anywhere with our team because we haven't changed it? Well, we're going to get somewhere because Scotty, I'm looking at him on Instagram. I see the work he's putting in. These guys are going to get better. They're just going to get better. These youngsters, Christian Coloco, you don't think he's going to get better? Precious, he's going to get better. Scotty's going to get better. Delano's going to get better. These guys are going to get better, and we're going to get more guys coming in, new guys, and we'll have some guys we should have had last year play more this year, like Joe Wieskamp, Otto Porter Jr., and Jeff Doughton Jr., people like that. So, all right, there's the spreadsheet. Please tell me who you got if you want them to pick tonight. Trevor J saying, I was one of Miami's players who went to the nightclub to pick up a girl and take her to his house for a threesome. And she broke the news that she told it was a girl and it was a dude. I say okay. All right. Now you're starting to make sense. I don't know which one of the Miami players it was. I'm sure it wasn't Kyle Lowry. And okay, there you go. This is, hey, it is what it is. I don't know what kind of story this is, though. Isaac was saying he'd like Bilal. So I'm going to put Isaac Campbell down on the spreadsheet. Isaac Campbell, the benevolent Isaac Campbell, is going to get Bilal Coulibaly next to his name, just like Bradley. There you go. We got Bilal next to Isaac. Good stuff. I like to see that. All right, let's see. MSJ saying at Click, not against the trade, but has to be a good one. Make a rushed one, and you might be a 30-win team for the next 10 years. I say let Fred VanVleet go, rebuild the backcourt, and get OG into the offense. I like a lot of what MSJ saying there. I don't necessarily like letting Fred go for sure. But if it happens, we're going to have to weather that and figure out how to deal with the aftermath of Fred's departure. But I really want them to figure it out. Now, there's actually a report that came out and people are really upset. This is where a lot of the hate is coming from, Space Cadets scene on Twitter, is there's a report saying that he has a high likelihood of returning to Toronto and re-signing with us. And boy, are Toronto fans mad about that. That's so stupid. Y'all are not Toronto fans if you're mad about this. If it seems like he's going to re-sign with us and he's going to get a good price, I'm all for it. Oh, man, I just can't understand this. People need to stop dissing Fred and really understand who he is and what he means to our team. They really don't. They really, really don't understand him. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Raptor crew. Lots of changes going on. Open gym. Celtic Smart is gone. No more green hair. Well, he could still do green hair in Memphis. I guess that's one of their colors. I guess it's kind of like a blue color now. It used to be more green when it was in Vancouver. But yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm really happy about this. Honestly, I thought it would already hurt them losing Brogdon, but losing Smart, that's even worse. That's much worse. In some ways, they would have been better off with the first deal. But now losing Smart, yeah, he's an important leader to that Celtics team. A very, very important leader. In fact, he's the kind of leader that Jimmy and Kyle are down in Miami, and Celtics are going to very much miss him. Anya saying, can't wait for tonight. Let's go, Raptors. That's right, 8 o'clock. Draft. 2023 draft. The Raptors are picking number 13. Let's see where they go. Cool Cat saying, I say build around our trio of Pascal, OG, and Scotty. No rebuild, retool, and patience. That's right. That's right, Cool Cat. I love it. Mike is saying, logical Raptors fanatic is saying, hang on, Space Cadet. Issue is perception in life. You always look at what you don't have. Reality, most players have things they're good at and things they're bad at. So if you look at the bad, you think you have nothing good. Yeah, part of it is our bad attributes were kind of on display yesterday or last year, not yesterday, last season, because of our offensive ineptitude. And that made people think really badly about us. Well, we weren't used properly. And I'm really looking forward to Darko making our offense look way more capable and efficient. And I really do predict this will happen. And everybody will be like, holy crap, Nick was a horrible coach. So when we see a better offensive output by the Raptors next season, because Darko set them up to succeed by the skills that they have, well, you'll see what I'm talking about. So, it is so weird how people perceive the Raptors right now. There's so much a difference in opinion between people like us and people that are kind of like, oh, this team sucks, blow it up. Well, somebody's got to be more right in the end of this. And I really have a strong feeling about my side of things that I know we're going to be right. And like I said earlier, it's going to come to the point where these people are going to be like, holy crap, we were wrong. And I'm so glad. And we just need to shut up. I really hope it gets to that point. But a lot of these people, once again, they're not even Raptors fans. They just want to cause confusion and get like waves of opinion going in our nation that are really not helpful. And they may be just kind of people that are trying to just be fuckers and be causing confusion. Basketball Rewind's here. Good to see Van Hoot. Are you going to bring up Larry selling a sliver of his shares for a bag? I saw that article yesterday. Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going on with that. It's to another union, which is interesting. Kind of like the teachers' pension fund. It's a different one. And yeah, the price crazy for one share. I don't know. I don't know enough about all this, Van Hoot, to talk about this educated wise. As far as how this will hurt or help or what it'll do, I really hope that it doesn't diminish Larry's power as the chairman of the Raptors, because in some ways he's a safeguard from the rest of the board doing fucked up shit. In fact, Larry Tannenbaum is very much a very pro Raptors good person for us that have as a figurehead owner, and that he kind of safeguards us. He protects Masai. He helps Masai from people like Ted Rogers III. So I don't like him watering down his shares if that has anything to do with any like changes in his ability to be powerful in MLSE. So I don't like it if it's like that. Like I know that it's a very tenuous situation where Bell and Rogers both have the exact same amount of shares, and Larry's kind of in the middle with the rest of them. Now, if he's losing one of his 25% of shares, then that means somebody else is going to be involved in the decision making. And I don't know exactly how it all pans out. Now, I know Larry wouldn't do this if he was putting our team in danger or he was losing power. I don't think he would do this. So hopefully this isn't really a big deal. It's just a little sale, and it doesn't change the power hierarchy of the MLSE and the Raptors and things like that. But it is a little scary. It's his shares to do what he wants to do with it. And I kind of like that it's a union that bought the shares from him. So there's a couple of things I like about it. I don't know if it's a bad thing for us, but it could be. I don't know. It's a little ominous, but I don't know enough about the situation and the implications of it. I really know that Larry wants the best for the Raptors, and he wouldn't do anything to put them in danger. So I don't think it's going to be anything that is a problem. Just so you know. I don't know though for sure. I'm not educated on this subject as well. I mean, maybe Mike could go check it out and look at this situation with the ownership stakes and the percentages, and he can tell me how it works. I did look into it a little bit in the recent years because of the Ted Rogers III bullshit, and I wanted to see how the power structure of the Raptors is, and it really is. Bell and Rogers are 50-50, and Larry's in the middle kind of making all the decisions with a lower share. So we'll have to see how it all works. We'll have to see. Fiercely saying, oh, check out Basketball Rewind, y'all, for sure. Lots of content coming out recently, all kinds of good stuff. I saw you guys were going live yesterday while I was on too. Good stuff, Van Hoot. Keep being good with putting out content all the time. You guys are doing great. Fiercely saying, Raptors always surprise us, so I'm guessing they won't go for popular choice. I say they will pick Kobe Buffkin. If I'm too late choosing, second choice, Jalen Hood-Schifino. All right, Fiercey, you are going to be put down on the spreadsheet for Kobe Buffkin. I'll put you down right now. It's not too late. Y'all can do this up until we close down the chat. So just put it in when you guys have figured out who you would like, because I will just add it then. And we will do the cutoff at normal time today, guys, just so you know, because I do have my folks coming to get me, and we're going out to the cottage today. So I got to get done at the regular time, 2 hours in. Nameless saying, can I take the field that the Raptors go off the board? You're all wrong. In some ways I'll do that. If you really want to do that, Nameless, I'll let you do that. You can do that, sure. Now, that means everybody start picking as many names as you can, because Nameless, it may be too unfair, but Nameless will take everybody else. I'll just put everybody else. And I hope that one of us is right. Nameless gets it. We gets it. Then I don't mind you picking that. That's not a bad pick. Mike's saying the best people see more possibilities with the things they have and that need less to get more done. That's not how everyone thinks. So there's a disconnect in the direction the ceiling at the moment. Yeah, I think that once again, that in the disposable, everything's disposable kind of world that we live in, they get their computer doesn't work. Oh, something's wrong with it. Maybe the escape key is jammed up. Well, I'll just go buy a new one, throw it out. There's a lot of that kind of mentality these days. Instead of refurbishing or repurposing products and using them for other things, it's really a symptom of society and our trash everything kind of mentality is bullshit. You can retool, you can refix stuff that you already have. And Mike's exactly right. In fact, when you have stuff in house already, they gain more value than like constantly switching things in and out. That's why our guys have so much value right now, is because they really have been built up with value because of how much we value them. Other people have valued them very much. So we want to keep that value. When you trade them, you lose that value. So in some ways, we want to keep that stuff for now. And when the opportunity is right and the time is right, then we'll make the decisions when we need to. We don't have to at this point. If they have the money and they can make it all fit and they like this team together, then they go forward with this team. And it's just as pure, as simple as that. Basketball Rewind saying Raptors will draft either Kobe or Kaysen. I'm leaning towards Kaysen at the 13. I think the Raptors will find a way using some of the bench players to get another pick, late first or mid second, and it's Taylor. All right. So I'm going to put you down for Kaysen Wallace Van Hoot. All right. We're going to put in Basketball Rewind. So I'm gonna put you down for Kaysen because you made it more clear that you like Kaysen the more. You're leaning towards Kaysen at the 13. All right. So you're down on the sheet, Van Hoot. All right, Mike, we want you on there too. Nameless is saying Raptors are going to do a little off-roading. That's what you think. It's not going to be anybody we think. All right. Click saying if we pay Fred $30 million a year, we are cooked. Are we though? Like, seriously, he's not going to take away from our franchise if we pay him the money. The money is different. In some ways, people think, oh, the money, you sign up so much money in him, that's bad. Well, we don't know how the salary cap will change, and that money may not be that much for him down the road. Mike's talked about this recently. Logical Raptors Fanatics saying the way things are changing, that is not a whole lot of money for him per year in some ways. It's all how you want to look at it. If somebody's going to have a big problem with the Raptors paying Fred VanVleet $30 million a year for like 4 years, well, once again, are you paying that money? And if the Raptors can afford it and they feel like it's money well spent, well, who are you to say that Bobby and Masai are dumb for paying Fred that money? Because in some ways, they really know what his value should be because they're the ones who are kind of assessing it and figuring it out. I think he's actually worth every penny they pay him. If they pay him the full $30 million a year, I won't be upset myself. I think they'll be able to get him for $28 million a year, though. I think they'll be able to get him a little bit less. And that may still upset people and make people crazy too. They're just going to be crazy and mad at Fred no matter what. It's so dumb. Like the hate towards Fred right now is irrational and silly. It honestly is. Stargate saying, I don't understand this fascination with Scoot. You see, this new generation of Raptors fan is all about being entertained and obsessed with wanting to be accepted and talked about in U.S. sports media. Bam! Stargate really coming through with a very astute observation. Seriously, I don't understand the fascination with Scoot totally either. I know what a winning player looks like, and he does not look like a winning player to me. I've watched this league for so many years. Allen Iverson was a great player. He looked fantastic when he came in. Did he win a championship? No, he did not. And that's what I'm saying. I look at guys. Yeah, that looks like another Allen Iverson. He may not be anywhere near as good as Allen Iverson. And Allen Iverson never won a championship. Russell Westbrook has not won a championship yet. So when you have an offensive guard that's oriented to score themselves, you don't win. Stephon Marbury, Allen Iverson, Russell Westbrook, Scoot Henderson. They're all the same fucking type of guard. So if you really want to go away towards not winning the Larry O'Brien, go get one of those fucking kind of guards. High usage, low efficiency shooting guards. That's what they are. John Wall, another one. John Wall is exactly like Scoot Henderson. You want to get a John Wall? You go get a Scoot Henderson. That's what I'm saying, Raptors fans. Y'all want highlights? Just watch ESPN highlights. You don't mess with what I want for the Raptors, and that's to win more Larry O'Briens. I don't give a shit. We get so many good highlights from the Raptors. So many good highlights. You don't need Scoot Henderson to come up here and add to our highlights. If that's what y'all are worried about, and you want to be accepted by the US sports media, that's never ever going to happen, y'all. So y'all need to just stop worrying about the US media and how they feel about us and get with the program, how we deal with it here. Because they're never ever going to accept us in that kind of way. And y'all just look like losers for wanting that. So just give it up. We don't give a fuck about ESPN. We don't give a fuck about US sports media because they don't need to validate us. We can fucking go do shit on our own and win a 2019 championship when they don't fucking know we're coming to get it. We'll do it again. So do you need validation from the fucking ESPN? You are fucking losers if you need that. Seriously, I will tell anybody if you need validation from the US sports media as a Raptors fan, you're a fucking loser. No, we don't need that shit. We're badasses. We're proud Canadians. And we don't need the fucking US cable channels to tell us we're good. We know we're good, motherfuckers. That's right. Yeah. Stargate, thank you for getting me on a rant. I love it. Cool Cat Sin, I would say we get a Raptor-y guy like Bilal. All right, let's put Cool Cat down for Bilal Koulibaly. All right, we got a couple of Bilals on here. I like to see that. No. All right, good stuff. Space Cadet saying, I don't think people understand how much a coaching change can propel a team. Running it back with the same team with a different voice could make a huge difference. Nick had created a toxic locker room. I know we talked about this. We were 500 last year. We got 41-41, considering we had like fucking looked like our whole team had a dog that died the whole year. Sitting on the bench, low energy, and looking like fuck. I hate this. Being ultimate pros, keeping it together, showing up every day, and giving that effort in that way, but not much more effort than that. And they still did this. Just imagine if Darko lights a fire under their ass and they come out like they really want shit for Coach Darko. It can be very, very different. And a coach can very much make a huge difference, especially with a good young team like ours that takes direction well and listens to their coach. You didn't think they did that last year? Well, that's because they hated their coach. They didn't want to play for him anymore. So you get a coach in there that they like. They're already showing signs that they're all enthusiastic and pepped up and feeling good about this new coach, that they're enthusiastic. They may come with a whole other vigor in their step. And this could be totally different kind of feel to this year, just with a different coach on the sidelines. Basically, that is exactly right. Exactly right. MK saying Jordan Hawkins for me. All right, I'm going to put down MK for Jordan Hawkins, just like me. All right, we got 2 Jordan Hawkins votes. Nice. I like it. So we may be getting the dunks, MK, tonight. Jordan Hawkins is who I like, too. All right, Monique is here. Let's see what superfan Monique is choosing for her choice. Happy draft day, Raptors Nation. I don't like guessing, but Kaysen Wallace, good morning. All right, she said she doesn't like guessing, but she's going to go ahead and put down Kaysen Wallace. Kaysen Wallace for the superfan Monique Lawrence. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's put Kaysen in. Kaysen Wallace for Monique. All right, I see that our coach is here today, guys. Let's give a big warm welcome to our new coach, Coach Darko, in here with us in the chat. Once again, we love you, Coach Rajakovic, and we're very excited about this upcoming year for you. What do you have to say for us today? Hello, my freaky friends. I hope you're all excited for the big night. I wonder what interesting surprises Bobby has in store for Freak Nation. Well, Coach, don't you kind of know the direction we may be going tonight? Are you going to be there in the war room with them? I hope you will be. You should be there because I know that they like to do the call to the person once they draft them, and they will probably hand the phone. Hey, here's your coach, Coach Darko. Oh, hi, Kaysen Wallace. Welcome to the Raptors. You know, you're going to have to do that today. So I'm fully expecting you to be in the war room. I guess that you can't really make a prediction. Like, Coach, do you want to put down who you think the Raptors should draft tonight, like everybody else is here in the draft? I'd love to see who you think we should draft tonight, Coach Darko. And if you can, and you don't want to lean on that and tell us, and anyway, I totally understand also, because you're in that secret circle of shh in the Raptors organization, don't want to divulge anything. But if Coach Darko tells us who they might draft tonight, he may know. Of course, the draft it could be very haphazard and crazy and chaotic, depending on how the draft picks come down. You know, there's always surprises on draft day, and sometimes players fall. And there's some people that may be available at 13 that we did not realize would happen. In fact, that's why somebody picked Taylor Hendricks. Tom Duke thinks that Taylor Hendricks is going to fall to us. So we'll have to see. But good to see you once again, Coach Rajakovic. Always pleased and so honored to have you here with us in this chat. We really do appreciate you. Fiercely saying Smart was a diehard player. He breathed Celtics to the point he wore green hair. So now he will switch to blue. I know this is crazy. Like I said, he's a heart and soul kind of player that you have on a team. That's why it's a big leap. And in some ways, Kristaps is the opposite of him. He's not really a team player. He's kind of a prickly, weird personality around a team. And he's the opposite kind of Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart may have been a heart and a bonder and somebody that's like a dog in the fight kind of example. Well, Kristaps is kind of the opposite of all those things. And that's going to be very interesting, the effect of that as far as on the chemistry of the Celtics next year. Van Hoot saying, also, just because someone wants to move forward or wants change doesn't make them a hater. Don't add to the divide. It's okay to have differing opinions. I believe in the players, not the suits, by the way. All right, Van Hoot, let me just put it this way. It's unnecessary noise. Seriously, it's just unnecessary noise. You guys want change, that's fine. But whining and crying about it like little bitches, that's the worst. That's the difference. You can say, oh, I wish they'd do this. I wish I'd do that. But you know what the difference is between me and a lot of those people right there is that I understand what I can and cannot control. And I think that that's the thing that most Raptors Nation people need to fucking realize, little idiots, that you need to grow up and understand what you can and cannot control. Y'all think you're little dictators. I can control this. I can control that. You can't fucking control jack shit. And y'all get upset when they don't do what you told them to do. They don't give a fuck what y'all want them to do. They're going to do their job and just do it. So this is the thing. Why even care if you can't control it in that kind of way? Why get all bent out of shape and upset? This is the number one rule in Alcoholics Anonymous is you got to stop worrying about what you can't fucking control. And that may be the difference between most of them and is this. Really realize what you can and cannot control. You can control your opinions. I can control, all right, I think they should draft Jordan Hawkins. Well, I don't control whether they do or not. If they don't pick Jordan Hawkins tonight, am I upset? No, because I can't control whether they do it or not. So really, all the people in Raptors Nation need to start understanding the concept of what you can and cannot control. And deciding to not fucking get all bent out of shape when shit you cannot control, doesn't go the way you want. That is the biggest lesson. It's a maturity lesson. And there's a lot of people that are immature about wanting to control things and acting out and saying stupid ass shit because they can't. Listen, I'm not talking about divides here. I'm talking about bringing people together. The people that are negging the Raptors and negative talk about them, they're the ones who are dividing shit. The ones who are fucking coming after Fred, they're dividing shit. The ones that are mad at the front office because they're not doing anything, they're dividing shit. It's not me. I'm telling them to come aboard and unite them with what we're doing. So seriously, I can come down on them because they're fucking idiots. They're dumbasses. And they need to learn the one lesson. Learn what you can and cannot control and just direct what you can control. And y'all can't control the Raptors front office. So give it up and stop fucking getting so pissed off just because you can't control them. That's the biggest one lesson Raptors Nation needs to learn right now. And I don't even call y'all fans. You're just in our nation. Y'all aren't fans when you criticize them like y'all do because you can't fucking control them. Well, get over yourself. You don't control the Raptors. You fucking watch and you get entertained and you get what you get. So shut the fuck up about that stuff. And I'm just saying, Van Hoot, that it's really that. It's really just that. And listen, they can have different opinions than me, but it's useless noise. It's absolutely useless noise. There's nothing good that comes from a Fred hater's mouth. There's nothing good that comes from somebody who's such a Scoot Henderson fan that they are so mad that they won't go get Scoot Henderson. Seriously. These people are fucking morons. They do not control this situation. Learn that and you'll be happier in your life. And I'm not talking specifically to you, Van Hoot. I'm talking about that mentality about I want to control the Raptors front office. Who the fuck are you? Control what you can in your life. Control your own opinions. That's fine. But realize where that line is. And when you get all bent out of shape about the front office, you just look stupid. Yes, 100%. Thank you. Cool Cat saying, we don't need Scoot. We have Scotty. No need to run after the shiny toy. That's right. It really is kind of like he's a shiny toy, and these are little babies. They're like, oh, I love the shiny toy of Scoot. I love his shiny toy. It really is kind of fucking like that. Seriously. This is not a fucking baby toy. Y'all need to fucking realize this is the NBA franchise. We're trying to win a championship. And we're not wanting cute little nicknames like Scoot and Scott. Oh, I love Scoot and Scott. It sounds so good. Scoot and Scott. They have the same couple of letters in their names. Ooh. That's so fucking stupid. You fucking build a team off of alliteration, you dumbasses. What the fuck is that? Seriously. Stargate saying at Click, with all due respect, go back to following the Leafs. The game of basketball is not for you. Now, I'm not going to say that to Click. Seriously, I do really respect Click. Click is a good fan, and it's not that, listen, Van Hoot is right. People can have different opinions, and I'm okay with people saying they want us to do trades and stuff. It's just the venom and the craziness of Twitter. A lot of the people come in here and have different opinions, like Click and Van Hoot. I like that because it enriches our environment here on this channel, and it is important to bring up these kind of ideas. Now, Click's a good Raptors fan. I won't say that to him. But I can understand why you feel like that, maybe for him, but it's not like that. We know Click for a long time. He's been around this channel for 2 years. So we know that he's a real one. It's just that there's different levels of us. And he's not any worse a Raptors freak. He just has a different opinion than us right now. And this is what Van Hoot is saying. It's not that I don't allow differences and stuff like that. I just feel like there's a toxicness to that other side right now that's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous at this point. Nameless is saying Raptors finished top 5. We're going to have the season that we were supposed to have last year. Everybody and their grandma can pretend to be so shocked. Yeah, and we'll know about it already here. We will. We'll be like, yeah, we could have saw this coming because we've kind of opened our minds up to the possibility of us excelling and getting really good under Coach Darko, while other people just said, oh, they're going to be bad because I don't know this coach's name. And they were really bad last year. And Nick was such a good coach. Well, it's going to be like they're going to be worse because they don't have Nick Nurse anymore. This is the casual take on this, just from the outside, kind of looking in, is what they think. But they don't really understand how the coaching change could actually really, really help us immensely this year. Let's see. MSJ saying, Scoot, what is in a name? Laugh out loud. I looked at his game, and he's a very good player. A breakout 30-point player. I'd rather not take that risk and keep Pascal. And we need to develop Scotty Barnes into an all-star. Yeah. Listen, you want to trade straight up Pascal for Scoot Henderson trade? That is not fair. That is a diss on Siakam. Siakam is already like a 30-point scorer, and there's no guarantees that Scoot Henderson's going to do what at what level on that in the NBA. In fact, he's not impressed in the G League as far as I think. I've seen some of his games in the G League, and he just looked like another ordinary G League player. It's not like he was wowing and absolutely dominating or doing like absolutely amazing things. So it's like, I don't get this. You're going off of his athleticism, his body, and just kind of a myth. You're not really going off of the reality of watching him in G League. Did any of these Scoot Henderson heads actually watch him play in the G League Ignite last year? Did they actually base their opinion on actually watching him play like I did? No, they are all going off of hype. A lot of it is just bullshit hype and maybe a highlight reel, but it's not actually seeing him not in a highlight reel, in game up and down the court situations. See, Nameless is saying, please, God, just pick 13th and do not trade OG or Pascal. Ignore all these stupid prayers coming up. That's right. Thank you, Nameless. I'm with you on that. Monique's saying, did we talk about Open Gym yet today? Yeah, we touched on it just a little bit, Monique. There's a new Open Gym that came out last night on Darko Rajakovic and his press conference, and just really cool insight. It's not a very long one. It's about a 15-minute one, but it's really, really good, fun stuff. And definitely check it out on the Raptors official YouTube channel. Darko, episode 1 of the new season of Open Gym started last night. Stargate saying Kaysen is a Bobby and Masai type player. All right, I know that's Daddy. I'm gonna put you down as Stargate though, because that's who you are today. You're gonna get Kaysen Wallace on your sheet, so we're gonna put you down for Kaysen Wallace. I see a lot of Kaysen Wallaces on here. That's good. A lot of Case and Wallace. That seems about right. Mike saying, I have no clue who's the right pick at the moment. I usually study the pick after we make it. I won't really ever make a draft pick selection. Well, Mike, why don't you do it just for fun, just for today? Come on, just like whoever. You can pick whoever you want just for fun. Pick somebody different than everybody else. And then you'll have even more of an interesting rooting interest. Like pick Leonard Miller for Pete's sake. Just say, pick Leonard Miller. You could do that, or you could just pick somebody we haven't picked at all yet on there. Like it's nobody. I don't think nobody's picked Keontae George, or somebody like what you call it, Zeminski or whatever. You could pick somebody different and just try and be different. Nameless is saying, I want to be good next season, bro. I want to be good. If you trade Pascal or OG, you're significantly worse for the foreseeable future. Yeah, these are guys that built up with our team. We want to keep them. That's why we want to keep Fred also. There will be a little bit of a drop off if we lose any of those kind of guys. Nameless is saying, I don't want to F and lose for the next 3 or 4 years. What kind of crap is that? How is that better? There's no guarantee you even win then in 4 years. Yeah, it's exactly right. Ask Philadelphia. Their process has been really not fun over the last 12, 13 years. And it is not gone well. They lost, and they've lost even more on top of that. So if you're winning and you're kind of towards winning, let's move towards winning and building and creating instead of destroying and tearing down. This is just really the philosophy of Masai Ujiri. Is we're trying to build and create here. We're not trying to destroy. And I think people should listen to that. Iceman like Gervin's here. Good to see the Menace Police. I'd be satisfied with any of Case and Wallace, Keontae George, Kobe Buffkin, Bilal, Maxwell Lewis, or Nick Smith. NBA TV, Brendan Haywood had Raps picking Derek Lively in their mock draft. Shaking my head. That's one of the bigs that's kind of speculated to be in the top 10. And well, now he's falling down to us. That's what I'm saying. Some of these guys I haven't even talked about may get overlooked, and they may be available at 13. And then boom, all of a sudden, Derek Lively is in a Raptors jersey. Very, very interesting stuff. Iceman, I don't know if you could pick just one specifically, I'll put you down on the spreadsheet to get into the competition for dunks. So if you want, I can pick the first one and just put you down for Kaysen. But I'd like you to just pick one specifically, and I'll put you down on the spreadsheet for a competition. We're just kind of all picking a name, and whoever's right, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Nameless is saying, there you go. Now you got it, Lex. If he loses power, aka control, it's always about control. Yeah, see, it's the ego in everybody's minds that makes them act stupid or talk out of pocket in Raptors Nation. It's your own goddamn ego. Y'all need to fucking check your egos and realize that y'all don't control this shit. Bobby and Masai do. And stop being immature and egomaniacs and being like, oh, they're not doing what I want. They're not doing what I want. Wah. Temper tantruming. Like a fucking little 2-year-old at the which mall? I'm going to name a mall. Fairview Mall. You're in the Fairview Mall, and there's a little baby on the floor. Come on, we have to go to Banana Republic, Timmy. Get off the floor. They didn't pick who I wanted in the draft. That's what I'm saying. Y'all are like that on Raptors Twitter. You're a little temper tantrum 2-year-old at the Fairview Mall about this shit. Realize that. That's how y'all come off. And you got to stop having temper tantrums about things you can't control, is basically what I'm telling Raptors Twitter at this point. Oh, my gosh. Trevor J saying everybody wants us to trade for the third pick. We are not that desperate. Yeah. And I always am very suspicious when ESPN's suggesting or they're saying the Raptors should trade for the third pick. It sounds like they want us to help out Portland in their Dame Lillard situation. And really, we don't need to. In fact, in some ways, Bobby and Masai may be thinking like, well, if we do this, it actually really helps them with their problem right now. Nah, we don't need to help them. Let's let this issue with Lillard continue. And they're smart. They think about that in that way. Well, this has negative implications for them if we don't bail them out. Well, let's not bail them out. Okay, that makes sense. That's better for our team. Who cares if it's not good for Portland? We don't give a shit. Trevor's saying we're going to stay at number 13, and who don't like it, you can kiss where the sun don't shine. That's what I'm saying. It's about the serenity prayer. Understand what you can and cannot control, and know what you can, and have the courage to change it if you want to. If you don't like the way the Raptors run their team, well, you know what you can control? Who you fucking root for. Go join Golden State Nation. Go fucking root for the Lakers or some shit. You can control that. You don't like the way the Raptors run? Well, you can control who you can root for. So you go fucking root for somebody else. How about that? That's delineating and understanding what you can and can't control. You can't control what they're going to do. You're upset about it. Well, you can control who you root for. Go change your team then. We don't need y'all casual, fucked up, fake ass Raptor fans in our nation that are acting like you the way y'all are acting on Twitter right now. Seriously. Let's see. Space Cadet saying Marcus Smart went for 2 first-round picks, and people are mad that Masai is valuing his assets. Well, Marcus Smart is worth 2 first-round picks. Pascal Siakam's worth 4 or 5. I'm sorry. That's just the damn truth. He's worth at least double what Marcus Smart is worth. And then OG, he's worth at least 4 picks. Seriously. And if that sounds like I'm overvaluing Pascal and OG, well, that's the value I see them at. And I'm sure that Bobby and Masai see them at that too. If you all down south don't see it the same way, well, then we can't make a deal. I'm sorry. That's just how it is. If Marcus Smart is worth 2 first-round picks, yeah. Siakam's worth at least 4. He's at least worth 4. I'm sorry. Mike's saying Larry's selling a share. I think this could play out well. If the union gets a board seat, that helps against Bell's and Rogers' voting powers. Could be an evening of the vote they were looking at to add. Ooh, so Mike's saying this could actually be really smart what Larry's doing and will help ensconce more power and help in the seats on the board for MLSE. All right, I like hearing that. Mike does have a little bit of knowledge in this area, so I'll trust what he's saying. Let's see. Iceman saying MLSE's Ted Rogers fought the plan to give Masai's 2021 promotion. He apparently didn't think Masai was worth the money and that the Raps could be run by Bobby Webster. Seriously projecting prejudice. Yeah, there's a lot. We went over this that day when it happened. In fact, it was one of my most watched streams, Iceman like Gervin. That morning when that came out, I was one of the people that broke the news about Ted Rogers III not accepting Masai Ujiri's new deal and calling him and being ugly on the phone. We went off on him. And I got a huge like follow that day. I think I had like 5,000 views on that video that day when I was talking about Masai and Ted Rogers III. And I went off. I cussed him out good that day, Ted Rogers. Oh, yeah, I did. It was good entertainment. Very much was so. But yeah, exactly. Seriously, you got to worry about this. Listen, people will say race doesn't matter, but in some cases it does. And in some ways, Masai has broken a glass ceiling of people like him getting to where he's gone. And well, there'll be haters that will try and tear somebody down, just like Tiger Woods, Kobe Bryant, all these other people. And I say, yeah, they did do bad things, but there are people out there that will tear down an important black man. And that's what I worry about in this situation with Masai and his place of power. And in some ways, that's part of the reason some of the people may hate him. You know, we may have white Raptor fans that are racist. They're partly like, let's fire Masai right now. And it's partly because they're fucking racist down low. And you'd be like, who likes the NBA that's a racist? You'd be actually surprised how many NBA fans can actually be actually racist deep down inside. So in some ways, people that are anti-Masai and Bobby, there may be a twinge of like they're racist. And that's why they don't like Masai running our team. Monique saying, Iceman like Gervin, I watched that, but watch Brendan Haywood. He could be wrong. Yeah, I don't listen to UNC's Brendan Hayward. He's usually asinine with his comments in a lot of ways. And yeah, I don't take a lot of weight into his opinions. Seriously. Marlon Toby saying, good morning. What's up with Larry Tannenbaum selling his share in MLSE? Well, Mike's saying that it's to allow for another seat on the board and maybe a little bit more voting power. I like the sounds of that. So hopefully it's a good thing, Marlon, and not a bad thing. I don't think Larry would sell a piece of his stock if it was going to hurt the Raptors, because he is very, very much protective of the Raptors and somebody we should very much honor and love and respect, because he is somebody who's really, really helped us with the team for a long time, very early on. Larry is a huge fan of the Raptors, and what he does is in the benefit of the Raptors. Trust me. Wayne saying, trust in Masai and Bobby. I know nothing about drafting and available picks. Any player with pace and defensive abilities would be my choice. I want Fred to get paid. He's earned it. I want Fred back. See, Wayne Strainer's a good Raptor freak. That is exactly the line I'm towing right now, too. Fred is an honored Raptor, even if there's many in our nation that don't feel like honoring him right now. This dude is an important Raptor to our history. He always will be. There's no way that you get around that. He's just a made man. He's just as made as DeMar and Kyle is. And I wish more and more Raptors fans would treat him with that kind of respect right now while he's on the team. Y'all were awful to Kyle Lowry at different times while he was still on this team. don't do it to Fred also. I'm sick of this negative, toxic part of Raptors Nation that turns on our own players. Y'all, stop doing that. Fred is an amazing, good person, and y'all have no idea who he is as a person if you're a Fred hater right now. He is not who y'all think he is. And you're going to feel real bad down the road when you realize the truth about Fred someday. You're going to be like, fuck, I was totally wrong about Fred this whole time. And hopefully he'll show y'all just how wrong y'all are next year in a Raptors jersey, still in Toronto, and playing as an unselfish, cooperative team player within a system that doesn't overuse him, because that was the coach's direction that made him play that way last year. Seriously, Nick didn't trust any of the other Raptors other than Fred and Pascal. That's why they got the ball so much, y'all. And I wish y'all would realize that. Darko will come in and make it more equitable, and you will see the difference. And it'll be like, holy shit, Nick was the reason why Fred was so overused, and we were so mad at him. Oh, I'm going to fully predict that. The Raptors fans will come around. They'll be like, holy shit, it wasn't Fred. It was Nick that whole time. Let's see. G saying Scoot has only had 4 20-point games in the G League. Pascal averages way more points and rebounds in the NBA. I don't get it. Yeah, I have seriously. Scoot has not impressed me. In some ways, I don't see consistent effort from him. Like I feel like he loafs it sometimes. He's like not out there totally all out all the time. And seriously, the way he got ejected from the game against Raptors 905 last year showed an attitude problem also. So there's a lot of different issues with Scoot that y'all are not understanding right now. I think he's stupid. He may have an attitude problem. I think he may be athletically gifted, but he may not be a winning kind of player. In fact, he's not a very good shooter. And that is something, a big red flag about our needs presently as a team for the Raptors. We need good shooters, and Scoot is not a good shooter. So there's so many reasons why I totally am against getting Scoot Henderson on the Raptors. There's no reason to get it. See, Nameless just said Scoot equals John Wall, Russell Westbrook, Jalen Green, etc. Yeah, John Wall and Russell Westbrook are very good comparisons for Scoot Henderson. Seriously. Monique saying everyone that wants us to move up in the draft, it ain't happening. No, unless we're robbing someone, it ain't happening. We got to be robbing someone because we don't really value those draft picks. That whole period after Victor to where we're drafting is not that impressive. It's not like we need to move from 13 to go up there. We can probably get a player that we really want at 13 and we'll be perfectly fine. So there's no reason to move up. Fiercely saying, despite the shitty atmosphere and being injured, OG made a point to travel with them when they had that 7-day trip. So the players clearly got along. Nick Nurse was the problem. Yeah, our players love each other. They're like a really good little group, and they really kind of have a good chemistry and like a really genuine respect. The thing that pisses me off is they have a natural chemistry with each other, but it didn't show up on the court. And in a lot of ways, that's the coach not putting them in positions to really feed off each other and their energy to get even better results. That is another way that a team can make a leap and a jump. Besides the personal development of young players like Scotty Barnes and Christian Coloco, the team can make a jump in how their level of play is by being more tuned in together and playing more with each other and connected. Well, we didn't play connected last year at all, and we still ended up exactly 500. So you tell me how we can improve next year from last year. We get better connectivity, better offensive schemes, better equity among the players as far as we're not just overdoing Fred and Pascal. There's a lot of places where we can improve and look like a whole different team next year because of the mismanagement and the poor coaching of Nick Nurse last year. It really was a very bad coaching job. I saw it, and I call him out on it every once in a while. Fun Guy was very much saying he was a horrible coach last year. I'll give him credit for that. And I was saying, well, I don't know what Nick's doing. And I would call him on the phone and be like, Nick, what are you doing? Why aren't you playing Jeff Dowtin Jr.? Why aren't you doing this? I questioned so much about what Nick Nurse did last year. I thought that he failed in so many different ways. And Raptors fans are going to realize it next year when they see a more capable coach that's getting more out of our players. Let's see. Sheer Khan saying, good morning, Raptor Freak family. Wallace, Buffkin, and Hawkins are my top 3 for our pick, but Wallace is my go-to player. All right, Sheer Khan's getting put on the sheet for today, and he is getting Case and Wallace added to his name. Lots of Case and Wallace on here. I love to see it. It's looking like he's a popular sentiment among the Raptors freaks. Mike saying, it was just Larry Bell versus Rogers on the board. but now Masai got a vote as vice chairman. So now Bell, CEO, has changed. Maybe the vote was tied at times. So adding another board seat would have 5 votes. There you go. There you go. Well, maybe Larry is getting doing some smartness to help game the system, to help the Raptors and other entities in MLSE like the Leafs and the TFC. Good stuff, Mike. Well, we'll have to monitor this, and hopefully the selling of the share was a really smart move by Larry Tannenbaum. Marlon's saying, happy draft day, all. Let's go do some business, sign some undrafted prospects as well. Yeah, this is definitely something we've done the last couple of years with Ron Harper Jr. and Justin Champagnie. That we'll probably have a secondary player that we acquire tonight, maybe tonight or tomorrow in the days to follow, undrafted player that comes in as well as our number 13 pick. Now, I'm going to say this is probably very, very likely. In fact, we may have 2 of them. With the opening up of a 18th roster spot on NBA teams next year, there will be 3 two-ways. So there could actually be a couple of undrafted players that we acquire after the draft is over, either tonight or in the following days. So Marlon's exactly right. Expect an undrafted player lurking around our team in some sort of fashion, just like Ron Harper Jr. last year. Nameless is saying Raptors did it again. Another home run hire, just like when we found Nick the first time, except better. We just hired a better version of Nick Nurse, and nobody but Masai knows it yet. Neat, huh? I think Darko's personality is fantastic. Seriously, watch the end of that open gym yesterday and watch him talking to Precious. They actually have a little bit of the audio, so you can kind of hear their interaction and what they're saying. And I'm telling you, these Raptor guys on social media seem reinvigorated. They were very quiet on social media for most of this past year, but now they're very confident and they're posting lots of stuff. That's a sign to me that they're happy with the direction the Raptors are going in, because they're happy people themselves. And in some ways, I know they weren't happy during the season this year. Well, they have a bright spot just like us. They have hope, and they're seeing that there may be a possibility to make really good things happen. That makes people's spirits go up. And I see that with the Raptors right now as a team. That on social media, they're very happy people right now. Trust me. Nameless is saying, that's how we roll up here in the North. That's right. Let's fucking go, Lex. It's lesson time. Thank you. Thank you. MK saying, Lex, if we win less games next season, but we see improvements from Precious, Delano, and Flynn, will the season be a success to you? This is a fantastic question. And thank you, MK, for it. It'll be tough. It'll be a tough way to look at it. Of course, casuals will say it was an absolute fail if we do lose less. I mean, if we lose more than we did this past year, we lose less and we win more. Obviously, it's a winning season because we won at least more than 500. I will look at it and take the victories where I can. And in some ways, we got to give Darko 1 year to really establish his system and get the guys used to it. And that may not be as smooth as we hope it will be. I hope it's very, very smooth and there's no problems and we just see success right away. But if we don't, and we do see areas of improvement in what you're saying, like with development of Coloco, Delano, Precious, Flynn, Scotty, we can take that small victory depending on how this year goes. Now, I don't want to fire Darko after 1 year if he has a disappointing year this year. I think we need to give him at least 2 years. So I fully expect him to do just as well, if not way, way better than Nick did last year. He should do way better than Nick did. But I'll have to analyze it at that time next year. I can't say for sure that I'll be happy with just development from guys and not a good record. But maybe at that point I might be. So it's hard for me to answer this exactly, MK, without seeing specifically how everything went. So, but I could see where I could be okay with this, unlike a casual Raptors fan who would be like, this sucks. We were worse than last year. Trevor's saying Kobe Buffkin. All right, I'm going to put Trevor J down for Kobe Buffkin. That's right. Get your picks in, y'all. We're playing a little competition today, a little bit of a fun game where we're all making one prediction for the draft. I have a spreadsheet. I'm filling it in, and each one of us gets a name next to us, and it depending on who they pick tonight, we'll see who wins, who gets it right. Let's see. All right, Mike's saying the money split of the Raptors money was 35 Bell, 35 Rogers, and 30% Larry last time I looked. I wasn't aware of a number of shares per owner, but I will look into the board and Masai contract at some point. Thank you, Mike. In any way you can illuminate and educate us on this specific subject so that we understand a little bit better. It is very much thank you. And we're grateful for it. All right. Fiercey's got the cutoff. Let's see. Kareem Thomas is in the house. I don't have my sheet for dunks, so I better be ready just in case. Will Luce said, what is even the benefit of torturing yourself on trade rumors? Someone replied, the thrill of being upset about something that was never going to happen. I cried out laughing. There you go. Seriously. I love that. Will Lou, you keep going on with that narrative. I love that question. What is even the benefit of torturing yourself on the trade rumors? Exactly. It's all a bunch of noise. That's why on this channel, we don't like a lot of speculation. We like educated speculation, like what we're doing today, trying to figure out who they might pick tonight. But we're not about like just throwing dartboards at the wall anywhere and just saying, okay, Kristaps Porzingis for Marcus Smart trade. Oh, let's do it. No, we're not just coming out of the blue with just crazy harebrained ideas and saying, this is what I think we should do. No, we're not doing any of that. I love reacting to the real. When things happen, we hire a coach. Okay, I react to that. We draft a player. I react to that. And the speculation stuff is fun, but in a lot of ways, I don't find a lot of value in trade rumors or speculation on this channel, even. In fact, that in the beginning, when I first started this channel, I was saying I'm very anti-trade rumors. I'm very anti just bullshit like content that's not necessary or useful. I would watch Luca Rosano, Raptors Digest, all the different people that are doing Raptor stuff, and a certain percentage of their content would be pure bullshit that is just absolutely just made up, like, oh, well, this could happen, and none of that ever happens. So in some ways, it's like let's not waste our time. It's kind of how I look at it, and I love that comment, Kareem. You're exactly right. It's ridiculous. Some people just want to be set up to be disappointed, so they'll make it even crazier their demands of what they want. MSJ saying Scooty, Scotty, Grary, OG, and Purtley. Great lineup. We would win a chippy. It's like, yeah, let's make them all cute strawberry shortcake names, rainbow bright names. Scooty, Scotty, Grayy, Googie, Uji, Boo Goo Goo Gaga, baby Raptor fans, boo 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 boo, boo boo boo, Scooty and Scotty, All right, let's see. Kareem saying, Lex, I took your advice and unfollowed casual Raptor critics on Twitter. We're all vulnerable when it comes to our beloved Raptors, and the shit we see from people is so toxic. Let Masai do his thing. I've just found that I just get overwhelmingly like annoyed or angry when I start reading some of this stuff. And then, like, my first impulse is to get on there and type and try and fight with them. Well, I have a no typing policy on Twitter right now. I do not add any content to there. I don't write anything in there. I don't have anything in my bio or nothing. And it's partly because I don't want to add any content or stuff to Elon's site at this point. So every time I see something and I have the impulse to want to write back to them, I'm like, you can't, Lex, because it's Twitter and you're not making content on Twitter. So I don't. So I don't even gauge. But it is really bad. Like in the last week, things have gotten ratcheted up a notch with the anger over Fred's possible paths of coming back, and just other dumb stuff has really enraged some of the Raptors nation. They're not fans. They're totally not fans. And honestly, it's a transfer of energy. We go on there and we see it ourselves. A little bit of their negativity and toxicness gets in our head, and we just don't need it. So let's just not even go there. It's not like they're verified sources. It's not like they break the news that we need to hear. It's not like they offer anything of value at all. And I appreciate you, doing some good in your life, Kareem, and avoiding that bullshit. That's really, really smart. And yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I really am. Tom Duke saying WWWWs and more W's. Yesterday was Gary, and today is our new draft pick. Let's fucking go. Have a good day, everyone. Raptor your day. Yes, Tom Duke is out there raptoring his day in Victoria, British Columbia today. I know Tom's going to do his day right. Do the job right. Do it like a Raptor would, and put in the right effort, put in the right time, and do the job correctly in it to a high quality standard. That's how you Raptor your day, Tom Duke. That's right. You go. Stargate saying, have no issue with having different opinions, but you have to make sense with that opinion. Bring a logical fact-based argument to back up that opinion, and I am seeing very little of this. Yeah, well, on Twitter, you're not going to get a lot of that, and I totally get what you're saying. It's a waste of time unless you can give us something a little bit more to back it up, like Stargate's saying. If you can kind of make it kind of make sense to me, maybe I will start to buy into what you're saying. That's the one thing about me. I'm not so set in my ways that I cannot be persuaded. You guys see me get persuaded all the time by people who make very good, valid arguments. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. And I change my mind. So that's the way everybody should be. Some of the negative people are not willing to change their mind because they're just going to want to see it negative no matter what. Well, in some ways, that's the difference between me and y'all, is that y'all are not willing to change your mind, the negative ones on Twitter. Well, I'm willing to listen to you. And if you give me a good, substantial argument like what Stargate's saying, then maybe I'll actually buy into what you're saying and give you more like support in what you're saying. It very much is like that. We want intelligent reasoning for why you're putting a proposal forward for what you want them to do. If you just say, I hate Scott or I hate Fred, that's why I want that to happen. Well, that's no fucking good. That's not a good substantiated case for why your opinion is the way it is. Kareem saying, one thing I wouldn't mind seeing is if Fred wants to walk, we could sign Kyle Kuzma and draft Cason Wallace. Other than that, I'll get my extra buttery popcorn and let the kernels fall as they lay. Now, Kareem, did I put you on this list here? I'll put you down, Kareem, for Cason Wallace if you want. We'll go ahead and do that. Kareem Thomas is going to get Cason Wallace next to his name, just so he's under there. That actually isn't a bad outcome. And this is a great example of what Stargate said in the last thing. He's saying actually a path where we cover up something. If Fred does not come back, Cason Wallace is a very good draft pick for us to be possibly the next point guard or kind of that size guard, combo guard for our roster. And then he's saying that opens up things where we could possibly bring in Kyle Kuzma. That does not sound bad at all. In fact, Kareem's got a great idea here. This is a great alternative route if the things with Fred don't go the way we'd like. That if this is something like Bobby and Dan were saying earlier this week, that we're not going to draft on what's happening with the team currently. We're just going to take the best player. Well, if they take Cason Wallace, that's good insurance just in case Fred is gone in July. And then, boom, we have money freed up. And Kareem's saying, well, why don't there's Kyle Kuzma sitting over there. There you go. That's what I'm saying. Things can happen real quick. Some of it is that Raptors Twitter is just a little too early with being all angsty and temper tantrumy. This is not free agency period. This is the draft period. And you got to just let everything happen in the right order. You can get a little more angsty and outspoken in July when things can actually be happening. But right now, nothing can happen. So what are y'all fucking complaining about? Oh, you see the Celtics make a weird ass trade last night and you're like, why aren't we making trades like this? Well, the Celtics just got worse, just so you know, on the down low. And you want to make a trade just for the sake of making a trade because you may just get worse, just like the Celtics did last night. Seriously, they got worse last night. Anybody who thinks they got better last night, you're crazy. Celtics, you just busted up your great team. It's really dumb. Sheer Constant Scoot is just hype right now. Has not proven anything in G League. Wemby is the only sure thing. Rest of the draft is filled with almost similar looking players, pros and cons for all of them. Sheer Khan, I'm agree with most of what you're saying, but even Wemby is not a sheer thing. And this is true. He could go a couple different paths. He really, really could. Hopefully he is very, very much not injured and he stays healthy. That's one huge one. We see Chet Holmgren missing his rookie year already. Now, the other thing is, listen, it's very interesting. He's done the Old Man in the Three podcast already with JJ Redick. It's come out. He's done a bunch of interviews already. And this kid is very wise for being so young. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and he's really smart. I think that his personality already foretells he's going to be along the lines of David Robinson, Tim Duncan, kind of Spurs legend, that he's a good character and he's intelligent. So I don't see Victor falling in some of the pitfalls that a young NBA player could fall into because he's actually really smart and very, very perceptive. In that interview with JJ Redick, he showed like a very mature kind of mentality about things that is very, very good. So I have a lot of confidence in Victor Wembanyama to be successful as the first pick tonight, but there are always bad things that could possibly happen. And nothing is ever a sure bet, no matter what. But I hope Victor is completely successful and he's absolutely everything everybody thought he would be and even more, personally. So we'll have to see. Isaac Campbell saying, Leonard Miller. You want Leonard Miller? Wait, Isaac, I already got you down for Bilal. But yeah, Leonard Miller is going to be drafted tonight. Now, this is a weird thing. They didn't invite him to come be in the green room tonight. That's kind of bullshit. What the fuck? let Leonard Miller come down there and sit in the green room with those guys. That's messed up. He should be there. Logical saying Zeminski. I guess. I have no clue who he is. I will show him some love. Not gonna lie, if we get him and no one picks him, that's probably not good. If he checks us, I got the freaks covered. All right, Mike, I will put you down for Brandon. Okay, so logical Raptors fanatic is gonna get Brandon Zeminski. And you know what? Listen, honestly, he's actually somebody I kind of like, Mike. I'm not gonna lie. He's a really good scorer. He's a very, very good scorer. Let me get how to spell his name from the other one. Podziemski. Podziemski. He's a really, really good scorer, and he is one of the better three-point shooters in the draft tonight. The only thing is he played in a conference that's not this best competition, and I don't know how much his innate ability to score will translate. But he's not a horrible pick, and I look at him just as much as Jordan Hood, Schifano, or Nick Smith Jr. or Kobe Buffkin. He's right around the same place for me personally in the way I look at him. So, all right, we got you down for Brandon. I'm glad you picked him. G saying, I want Hawkins or Buffkin, but I think they picked Keontae George. So put George as my pick. All right, G's going to pick Keontae. Nobody's taken Keontae, so this is good. Why is it autofilling Greg? All right, there we go. G is going to pick Keontae George. Nobody else has picked him yet, so I'm glad he's gotten picked. All right, this is good. I like this. We're going to get it. Somebody's going to get it right. Somebody will get it right. Blackhawk saying, big up, Lex. Big up to you, Blackhawk. Always good to see you in the morning. Nameless is saying, bro, we all came from Africa, so there you go. Chew on them apples. This is true. The origin, the cradle of civilization is in a certain place in Africa, and we all originate from original man there. Like just like Serge Ibaka, original man. We are all original men from Africa, and everybody just doesn't believe that. You just don't understand the history of time, and that is true. Let's see. Blackhawk saying Larry's getting older. Wise move on his part to diversify. I just hope that he has, an heir, somebody like his son or something that will step in and be the same way as him. Obviously, Ted Rogers did not have a good Ted Rogers coming up after him. That his son is not as good a person as Ted Rogers. Ted Rogers was a very great man, and he was a very humanistic kind of good person. Well, his son is not. His son is a piece of shit. And in fact, some of the other family members hate him, and his sister and his mother in particular. So he's kind of an asshole, Ted Rogers III. And that's the worry. We need a good personality. Larry, his person who comes in after him, hopefully is his son, and they are very similar to him. I hope so. I hope to God. Seriously, we want stability in our franchise. Ownership is where it starts. Country Kong saying, good morning, Raptor Freaks. Today's the day. I can't wait to find out who the Raptors draft at 13th. Recently, I watched all the candidates. I think there's a chance Grady Dick falls to us. All right, Country Kong, I'm going to put you down officially as Grady Dick. I have, listen, I've been down on Grady Dick just from what I saw of him, but I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what? He's got a good three-point shot. He's one of the best three-point shooters in this draft. And, if we draft him, that'll mean Bobby Masai saw something good in him, and I'll trust in it. But my eye test wasn't good with him. But I'm glad somebody's picking him because there is a likelihood that we could possibly pick Grady Dick if he falls from the top 10. So, yeah, all right, there we go. Kareem saying Chris Middleton is turning down $40 million, and we still got Raptor fans saying $30 million for Fred is an overpay. There you go. Bam. There's a little bit of like a reality check. Seriously, like Chris Middleton and Fred are pretty equitable as far as like in some ways what they provide for their teams, kind of second bananas, important leaders, catch and shoot guys that do a lot of good things as far as like on their team. And look at where Chris Middleton's valued. And then you see and understand something about Fred. Great point by Kareem Thomas. He's exactly right. G saying caps are going up due to broadcasting deals. The price today is much higher. Our fans need to get used to this and stop thinking we're overpaying. Everyone is overpaying. That's right. Just like you're overpaying in the grocery stores, ordinary people, well, we're overpaying on the NBA level also. And it is true. The cap just got announced in the last couple of days, and it's gone up $10 million extra on top. So that's extra money that we didn't have last year that we can spend on top of things. The money looks crazy, and especially in today's economic environment. Y'all need to stop thinking that y'all are paying it. Seriously. Raptors fans who are critical of how much these guys get paid, you're not fucking paying it. So why do you care? And stop being a hater of somebody that's getting paid for what they put hard work and sacrifice and had no guarantees they would ever get those kind of paydays. That's part of the whole thing is that they started as a young kid and there was no guarantee they'd get to where they were to get to these paydays. And that's why these paydays are very, very much earned. Trust me, these are very much earned for all the sacrifice in years before they made any money at all. It's like paying a back retroactively to like 6 years old when that kid went out every single day on that court, rain or shine, and shot more than everybody else, put in that work extra, extra, extra for decades. And now they're going to get paid. Fred's been playing how long? He's what? He's 28, 27, 29, something like that. And he's been playing since he's like 4 years old. That's what he's getting paid for. Is that fucking 24 years of playing basketball his whole entire life and trying to put that work in. And some of it is retroactively paid for time accrued in honing his craft and making the sacrifices to become who he did become. So it's a lot of it right there. Evelyn's saying, I hear you, Lex. I'm really sick and tired of trade Fred, Pascal, blah, blah, blah. Why don't we believe and rely on the front office, especially Masai and company? Yeah, I'm with you, Granny Evelyn. They can't all be great Raptor freaks like you, Granny. That's just what it is. Now, do you have a pick for tonight, Evelyn? I'd love to put you on the spreadsheet. Monique saying, I said my fair share on my Instagram story on Fred. All right, you know what? Monique is talking about Instagram. Let's go look at it real quick. All right, first we got Scotty, another clip of him with Brian Macon in the gym. This time the move is kind of like a dribble up, like a point guard would, and taking a short jumper at the key. That's kind of the move he's practicing right now. Some nice little sidestep. Looks like good form. Puts it up nice. Scotty looking strong. Scotty looking healthy. Earl Watson with some neat stuff. He wants small slam ball back. Do y'all remember slam ball? It used to be a game that they played with a trampoline. And these guys could jump on the trampoline and do some crazy ass dunks. It was basketball with a trampoline in the middle of the court. Really crazy stuff. Baron Davis, the UCLA guys, Earl Watson and Baron Davis want to see slam ball come back. That sounds dangerous. All right, Monique's Instagram she's talking about is saying, all right, first of all, she's got news for us saying DJ Hogg will play for the Raptors in the 2023 NBA Summer League. I'll have to go look up that name. Thank you for the information, Monique, on DJ Hogg. Then she's got some of Siakam's best stat lines from the last season. Beautiful stuff. We see that Knicks game, stuff like that. She's also got the recent pick of Kobe Buffkin is where ESPN's mock drafting us right now. And here's Fred. This is her opinion on Fred right here. This is Monique's opinion. Losing Van Vliet definitely isn't ideal. And for those that want him gone, the grass isn't always greener. We got a good one, and with better management of minutes, I feel like his body can respond better than it has over the last couple of seasons. We the North. And you're exactly right, Monique, and I agree with you. A lesser load on Fred, minutes-wise, we'll see different results from him in some ways, and I trust in Darko to divvy up the minutes a little bit more equal, and Fred won't be so injury-prone or run-down-looking or tired-looking in certain situations. We got to just trust that Darko is going to do a better job than Nick with this. I don't think it will be very hard for him to improve in that area. Trust me. Precious is in France, as I've said. He's at a fashion show out in somewhere in France in a field. They're all wearing kind of white. Looks kind of funky. And then he's got pictures of him with Slim Duck put a post to him and Precious at the Montreal Grand Prix this weekend, and they got a song playing. Yeah, that's my dog for sure. Just really celebrating the friendship between Chris Boucher and Precious Achua on Instagram. I love seeing that. That's what I'm talking about. The good vibes, the connectivity, the DX connection of Shawn Michaels and Triple H, Precious and Chris Boucher. I love that. And then they've got footage also Precious at the Montreal Grand Prix with the checkered flag. I don't know if he was actually the one who waved the checkered flag at the race, but that's a huge honor. And I hope Precious knows that. If they let him wave the checkered flag at the Montreal Grand Prix, that's a huge honor, Precious. Pretty cool. And then there's another fashion show he's at today, and it looks like it's in a parking garage. It's very strange. it's like these Paris fashion shows are really weird. And Precious is there. He's cultured, man. This dude is like, he knows his shit. He's all about Paris Fashion Week or whatever the fuck's going on over there in that parking garage. Seriously, that's what it looks like. Yeah, Slim Duck posting more highlights from the past season. He is continuously posting that dunk from the free throw line. I love that so much. Chris, with that accomplishment from this season, that dunk was so badass. You should put it on blast like crazy. And I love seeing Chris celebrating Thad Young's birthday on his Instagram, also saying a happy birthday to his vet. That's awesome. I want to see Thaddeus back if we can make it happen, but I know that it may not happen, honestly. Siakam is celebrating yesterday National Indigenous Peoples Day. I love to see Siakam giving support to such a great holiday or a great day to recognize Indigenous people, and Siakam is putting that on blast on his Instagram. Let's see. Ron Harper is going to the Hall of Fame in Toronto. Is a Hall of Fame game December the 9th. Alabama versus Purdue in Toronto, Canada. And he's going to be there is what he's saying. So I don't know about that game, a Hall of Fame game this year coming up. I guess it's on the college schedule. They're going to have Alabama versus Purdue here in Toronto. College basketball, NCAA in the Great White North, y'all. So check that out. All right, there's your Instagram check with our Raptors, what's going on with them on there. And thank you, Monique, for your 2 cents on Fred VanVleet. Mike's saying the Raps board is different from the Leafs one. They run separately from operations. Rogers, Bell, and Larry are on all the boards, but I think there's special voting members for certain team boards. Okay. It's like, to me, it just makes my head explode if I try and figure out all this bullshit for that level of what we're doing with our team. So yeah, I'm like, you're telling me this and I'm like, oh my gosh, this sounds so confusing and just like not interesting in some ways, but I know it's so important, the top with the ownership. Mike saying also Masai is vice chairman for the Raptors and not MLSE. So by logic, there's multiple boards and owners of shares are on all of them. Once again, I am just confused. Isaac Campbell saying if Scotty and Scoot alliterative fans, then Pascal for Scoot equals illiterate fans. Hilarious. That's a joke. That's a dad joke. It's a little bit of an English joke. But yeah, Isaac, I get what you're saying. That's pretty funny. All right, Duke Rocks is coming in to give us his selection. Good morning, Duke Rocks, Raptor Freak fantasy basketball champion of the past season. I hope for Koulibaly, but he might be off the board. I like Cason Wallace and Kobe Buffkin. I don't see Derek Lively's suggestion, so I'm going to go with Derek. All right, so you want to pick Derek as your guy. All right, Duke Rocks officially picking Derek Lively as his choice to be on the spreadsheet. Yeah, there was no Derek Lively on there yet, so you got him. Boom, goes the dynamite. I like to see the diversity in the names. And good morning to you, Duke. Always good to see you, Jay. Stargate saying, thank you, Lex, for mentioning those specific channels. The comments on some of these other Raptors content channels, especially Luca, Raptors Digest, and Amateur Hour Sports, are just mind-boggling. Well, they mean well. And I like Ben. I like Luca. I haven't really watched a lot of Amateur Hour, but I'm very familiar with Luca and Raptors Digest. Those guys have a passion just like me, and I love their channels. Don't get me wrong. I don't watch them because I don't want to like echo the things that they're saying, but I do love that they're making content. And some of this stuff is just silly. Like a few years ago when I was really watching Raptors Digest, they just would not let go trying to get James Harden on the Raptors somehow, some way. And to me, I was like, dude, y'all are just wasting your time talking so much about how James Harden could be on the Raptors this way or that way. I'm like, this is not likely to happen. And in some ways, you're kind of wasting your time when you make content like that. Now, Luca Rosano, he'll make very crazy predictions sometimes, but it is usually within his heart. One of the things I don't like about Luca is he can be pessimistic at times. He can be kind of down and a little bit more like a negative Raptors fan. But that's good that he has balance, but his heart's in the right place. He's definitely a passionate, real one. And I do really love those guys and I wish them well. I don't look at them as competition. I look at us all as a community and we all help each other in different ways. So like Luca has come and watched my channel before and he said some really nice compliments to me about the Raptor Freak channel. So I definitely consider him a friendly, channel. And the Raptors Digest kids are great. I just love their passion. I know it's really just Ben at this point in what you call it took off, Striker, Riker, or whatever his name is. But yeah, I don't mind those channels. But you're right. Some of this stuff they talk about is just a waste of time. It's just like, come on, is this really reality based? And are you guys just pie in the sky crazy thinking that this could happen? Monique is saying, W stream Lex all around. Keep at it always. Good times, good times. Enjoy the draft tonight. Go Raptors and rely on Masai. I love that, Monique. I will rely on Masai, and we will not doubt Bobby either. And also, July the 15th, 3 p.m., Real Sports Bar and Grill. The Raptor Freak meet and greet, the annual meet and greet will be July the 15th. It's a Saturday, 3 p.m. If you guys want to come down there and meet me in person, Monique Lawrence, the super fan, and the Saborans, and all other bunch of Raptor Freaks going to be down there. You can put names to faces to the names, and come down there and win prizes and just have a good time. We'll hopefully do a live stream during it, and I'll have interviews with you guys on the air, and we'll actually get like Monique on the air, and we'll interview her. We'll interview David Saborin, the champion of our Raptor Freak trivia. It's going to be the Raptor Freak meet and greet, annual meet and greet, July the 15th, 3 p.m., Real Sports Bar and Grill. So just come on down, and you don't have to pay no entry fee. Just come down there. Maybe spend a little bit of money on the menu somewhere, maybe just a drink or maybe something to eat. And I'm sure they'll be very happy to have our business. Country Kong saying, my prediction is Keontae, unless someone ahead of us goes off the board and someone like Oscar Thompson or Anthony Black falls to us. But if it's chalk, I personally would prefer Keontae George. Now, Country Kong, I've already put you down for Grady Dick, but do you want Keontae instead? We'll put you down for Keontae. I'll do that. If you want to change your pick, just let me know, guys. But I don't want to change it too much, guys. All right, let's see. Shirkan saying W stream again, Lex. Always nice to start the day with great Raps talk. Got to go, but can't wait for the draft to start. Let's smack the like button for the algorithm. Have a great day, Raptor Freak family. Go Raptors, go. Thank you, Shirkan, and I appreciate that. Seriously, who doesn't love a little bit of Raptors talk in the morning? If you're a real Raptors fan, even if it's the middle of June or July, we'll be talking Raptors here every single day, 9:30 in the morning. In fact, we'll be back tomorrow to react to our draft picks and any moves that we make tonight as far as getting undrafted players also. We'll be definitely covering that tomorrow for sure. W to your Thursday, also Isaac and Shirkan. And Stargate saying, Kaysen reminds me so much of Shea, SGA. Yeah, of John Morant even too. He's got some crazy hops for being such a little guy. He can really get up there and rise to the occasion. He reminds me of Ja Morant also. There's a bit of Ja and SGA in Kaysen Wallace for sure. Logical saying, great take, Mo. W stream, we the North. Yeah, she's really got it with Fred there, what she said. Kareem saying, I'm sending you, Lex, a virtual alley-oop. I'm giving you the dunk today for being a breath of fresh air. Duo of 360. I appreciate that, Kareem. You know what? Since he designated me a dunk, when I get the dunk sheet back, I'll mark myself down for a dunk because, sometimes I don't give myself dunks. If you want to give me a dunk, I'll take it. Duke saying, do we know who worked out for the Raptors? Yeah, there were about 20 people that worked out for the Raptors. Duke Rocks. There were about 7 or 8 of them were legitimate kind of contenders for the 13th pick. And then maybe like the 10 or so more after that were kind of like more people that are probably not going to get drafted that were kind of like sussing out for possibly adding on as undrafted after the draft. So I have seen that list. Monique has shared it with me before. I don't know if I could get it for you real quick right now. Where was that list, Monique? You sent it to me in the chat between you and I privately, just you and I believe. I'm going to go look at it real quick and see if I can pull it up, and I'll read that out to you real quick, Duke Rocks, just so you know who the list is. I know that Monique sent me this in the last couple of days, so I'm going to go look and see if I can find it real quick. Monique, you sent me this. I believe I saw it. All right. Well, see, some of the names are actually, where did I see it? I don't know where I saw it. I don't have it right now. I'm sorry, Duke. But a lot of the names that were on there, Keontae was on there. Jordan Hawkins was on there. Grady Dick was on there. I'm pretty sure Jordan Hood Shafino was on there. Anthony Black was on there. There were a bunch of guys, like I said, that were no names that aren't really on draft boards also that they worked out also. Yeah, about 20 players. Mike saying, no worries, Lex. It's a corporate structuring, just another logic piece for me. Yeah, I'm not into that stuff. Really not. And your forte, you don't mind looking at that stuff. I appreciate that, Mike. Duke saying, thanks, Mo. So basically more than half the draft. Yeah, but a lot of the players, like I said, Duke, they're players that aren't being projected to get drafted. And we did bring in guys to kind of look at as possibly adding on as undrafted, just like Ron Harper Jr. So we'll have to see. Top of top saying with Jama and Darko, I feel our player development will improve. That said, I would love to get 2 picks in the draft, one of Wallace or Buffkin, and Hawkins, great movement shooter. All right, top of top, which one out of those would you absolutely specifically like me to put you down on the spreadsheet for your pick? Because we're taking picks, and I want to keep track of who we picked, and then whoever gets it right is going to get 5 dunks on the dunk sheet. It's a little bit of a fun thing. Caddy Pants saying, would you trade Pascal, DeJounte, Hunter, and 2023 first round pick? You want to trade us? Okay, this is Atlanta. You want to trade Pascal to Atlanta for DeJounte Murray, Hunter. Which one's Hunter? Oh, it's what's his name? Hunter's the power forwards center, or not center, power forwards. I know you're talking about. In 2023 first round pick. I don't really like all those players exactly. I don't know if I would do that, Caddy Pan. Thanks for the question. But yeah, I'm not really interested in those Hawks players. Hunter's a pretty good player, and DeJounte's very good, but I don't know if I do that even. I mean, that does sound like it's more equitable for Pascal because you are getting a guy who's been an all-star, and you're getting a pretty good like young player also, and the first round pick. Man, that is kind of equal. But I don't think the Raptors are interested in that. I don't think that DeJounte is the kind of player that we need on our roster right now. But that's an interesting question. But yeah, I don't think I would do it. All right, good to see your subscribers go up. Thank you, Monique. I appreciate that. All right, let me just do a real quick recap for 5 minutes to get done within 2 hours. All right, we've got the spreadsheet up, and we've got about 23 people up there with their picks. If you guys have any picks, make them right now in the next 2-3 minutes because I'll add you to the spreadsheet. Otherwise, you're not going to get on there. So you got to get on there with your pick if you want to be counted in this contest we're doing for tonight. Once again, my official top 5 picks for the Raptors. At number 13 tonight, Jordan Hawkins is my number 1 pick. I'd love to see the Raptors take tonight at number 13. Cason Wallace is my second best pick. Keontae George is number 3. Maxwell Lewis is number 4. And then Bilal Coulibaly is my 5th best pick for the Raptors at number 13. If we can get any of those 5 guys tonight in the draft, I will be very, very, very happy. Jordan Hawkins, though, is my ultimate favorite pick that the Raptors could make. Once again, Boston has made a trade with Washington and Memphis to acquire Kristaps Porzingis and 2 first-round picks in exchange for Marcus Smart going to Memphis and Washington getting Tyus Jones. This is a silly move by the Boston Celtics. It seems reactive, and I think they're going to regret this move in the years to come. At least the way I look at it. I think that Washington in some ways are doing a really interesting new rebuild, and they're getting a clean slate, and they're going to maybe start to be able to move somewhere in the right direction. Now, Memphis will be interesting having Marcus Smart coming in there. It'll be good for their culture, and maybe he can help Ja. That may be the guy. That may be the reason why they got Marcus Smart, is that he's going to come in and smarten up Ja Morant with his own last name. Smarten them up. All right, y'all. WNBA tonight, once again, get your fantasy WNBA team set up so that you can acquire the points by having your players in the lineup. It's very important to get in there and set your lineups or you don't get the points. So put them up. All right. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching me today. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Just remember tonight, whatever happens, trust in Bobby and Masai that they're going to do the best moves for the Raptors into the future. We look at the drafts. In the past years, they've done exceptional jobs at drafting really good players in the draft picks that they've had. Christian Koloko, Scotty Barnes. You know, these are really the best players at those positions in the draft to pick at that time. People wanted Jalen Suggs, but they were wrong. Scotty Barnes was right. And the fact that they got Koloko in the second round is absolutely stupendous. So trust in Bobby and Masai that they're going to make the right decisions tonight. And let's just enjoy it. It's an exciting night to see the draft and know that we have a new player coming. And that's the fun of it all. It's like y'all can be crazy and speculate and get upset about things you can't control, Raptors Twitter. But what's the point? It's just wasted, unnecessary misery that you give yourself. And that's why people like Kareem Thomas and I are saying we don't even want to give you attention anymore, because you're wasting our time and you're just giving us bad vibes. So we don't even need to go and acknowledge that you exist. So we'll just stay away. All right. So Top of Top's picking Hawkins with the pick and Kaysen at number 2. So he's got the same order as me. All right, Top of Top, I'll put you down for Jordan Hawkins, just like me. And we'll see if we're getting the 5 dunks tonight. Yeah. All right. I love it. All right. Let's see. Jordan Hawkins. Bam. Top of Top is in officially. All right. If y'all have last chance, it's the last minute. Write it in real quick if you have one more that you want to put on that spreadsheet and to be in the competition. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'll be back tomorrow for Friday Freakout, reacting to what the Raptors do in the draft tonight and any other NBA related interesting things that are happening. And then Saturday, y'all, please be here for the 9:30 Saturday Share the Love Club for Matt Devlin. We want to pick up the spirits of our Raptors announcer who has broken his foot in the last month, and he is in a cast and laid out for the whole summer. So we want to come in and share the love for Matt Devlin and talk about all the things we love about our great announcer, Matt. So think about that for Saturday morning, 9:30. That's your schedule coming up on the Raptor Freak channel. Thanks for watching me, and let's go Raptors!